design. The more complicated you make something, the harder it is for people to understand that. Brian talked about that brilliantly. I don't have any magic tricks for you, but he landed that plane very clearly, right? Complexity is enemy of comprehension, of understanding. And if people don't understand your story, how do they tell other people that story? So there's a little thing that rhymes. It's something I borrowed from Daniel Priestley and I changed it a little bit. And if you can do 2 of these 3 things, you're gonna do great, okay? A lot of you produce content and you go into a hard pitch. Or maybe all of your content is a hard pitch. Or maybe all of your content is value, but then you don't explain to people who you are, so they watch it and they just move on. You wonder like, why do I get likes and views, but no business? So this is like the balance between these 2 things where you can give content to people, but you don't have to be so aggressive with your marketing, and it seems to work. And it's this, it's your name, your claim to fame, and if you want, you can label the pain. Just 3 parts, okay? Your name is the name you were born with, or you can use a nickname. The nickname is actually more powerful because now you can control that. Your claim to fame is just what you're good at, and don't overcomplicate this. And if you can speak to the pain point from the customer's perspective, where if you say it, you're like, yes, I have that problem, you'll do wonders for yourself. So I have a couple of quick examples, okay? But just to make sure, if you do this, to be simple and clear and true, and to make it memorable. Now, I didn't know who this woman was before, but I consume a lot of content, and she introduces herself as Madame Sweat. And the way she does it is, my name is Madame Sweat. I'm a personal hygiene expert. I help people with their personal and their home hygiene. In 5 seconds, she can tell you everything you need to know about her. And there's more going on here, but I think it's brilliant. So she'll ask you a thought-provoking question. She'll do her intro, and then she'll get into the content. So if you are a person who's led with generosity in your content, but you're wondering why it's not led to a full inbox, just try this thing. Start with a hook, what you're gonna talk about, and then do your intro. Your name and your claim to fame. Or you can do your name and you can label the pain. So I'll give you a couple more. This is from MIT professor. His name is Robert Langer. He's known as the Edison of medicine. And if you can make it rhyme, or there's alliteration or repetition, you make it even easier to remember. Some of you guys might know who this person is, because he's in your industry. His name is Arvind Haddad. Do you guys know? Anybody know who Arvind Haddad is? Am I the only person who watches real estate? Okay, 1 person. Wow. Okay. He critiques homes, and he says, I'm Arvind Haddad. I'm the how to buy a mansion guy. You see, so when we do this, we give people a very easy, transportable way to remember us and to tell other people about us. So even if you know nothing about these people, after today, you can repeat their story. There's Evan Fox, who does a bagel food truck, and he goes by the name of Yeasty Boys. And there's a gentleman, his name is David. He does fine rugs and textiles. He's Lawrence of La Brea. That's a street in LA. And there's Michael G, Ribs Against the Machine. Now, there's a gentleman, I met him yesterday. Oh, yeah, it was yesterday. His name is Brendan, I believe. And I'm like, there you are. And I'm like, what should they call you? He's Tech Jesus. Brendan, you know, this is perfect timing. Look at him. Is he not Tech Jesus? But he didn't want to embrace that. Okay. When any fool can make something complicated, what your job is to make it sure it's really simple and easy to understand. So we can do this thing, it's a name generator, okay? So here's what it is. You might want to take a picture of this because I'm gonna go through this pretty fast. Time is up, my friend. You have your name, and you kind of make a list of all your defining traits. Every little thing, everything that's good or bad, and then you think of a popular symbol or metaphor. It could be in pop culture, it could be fictional, it could be real, like you're the Pinocchio, or you're like the Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. And then you can start to look at your nickname, okay? So the example here, and I did this last year, but I think I've structured it a little bit better and easier to understand, okay? So let's say you're an MMA fighter, okay? What would you say your defining traits are? With this one person in particular, is very durable, it's very hard to knock out, so he's really tough and very resilient. And so what are the symbols and the metaphors? You can say he has a granite or an iron chin. And he's the Energizer Bunny because he takes the licking and keeps on ticking kind of thing. And so what could the nickname be? Well, his real name is Jung Chan Sung, which is hard to say, but it goes by the name of the Korean zombie. And I think that's brilliant, because now that conjures up an image in our mind and a story that's transported with that image. And The image on the left is this actual logo, so you can actually make merch. But I didn't think he fully embraced the whole identity, because I would use this biohazard stuff, and then start to use this distress stencil type, which I generated. And then he can borrow from this visual world, and this becomes very fertile for him to like make more stuff. Okay? So if you want to try one thing, besides the packaging thing that I talked about yesterday, try this name claim to fame, and if you can come up with a nickname, it's even better. That's not lame. Okay, how to do it, okay? Okay, this is where it gets really fun. How do you embody your brand? Okay, there's this great